Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fatal Blowout Ancient Cave Tournament 2 Stardust Blown. I am Shadow Killer. I'm going to be hosting today along with some friends. But first off, before we get into anything, I just want to explain what we're going to be doing here today. There are a couple of links that we can do here if you want to check out the rules and check out the point systems. As well as I'm actually going to go over those in just a second. So we're going to have two races today. The first race is going to be the wildcard race. The wildcard race is going to be everyone who came in second place in our preliminary races, as well as anyone who was able to get a jelly kill. So we're going to have 5 racers today fighting for one last spot in the final race, which will be right after this one. So how these players are going to traverse the cave, I'm going to go over right now. So this is a race, yes, but time isn't the most important factor. Points are, and we did that for a couple of reasons. It kind of evens out the playing field for both the new and experienced runners. So I'm going to go over the rules real quick. So each race is going to have a 2-hour time limit. If a runner can make it to the final floor of the cave before the 2-hour mark, he or she may fight the boss without any time restraint. So if you make it to the bottom of the cave before that 2 hours is up, you can take your time, set up your team, and fight the jelly at your leisure. The party and capsule monster have been chosen for each of the team player or each of the racers before we start the race, and we're going to do that for a couple of reasons, and we'll talk about that a little bit more when we talk about the points. The runner with the most points at the end of the time limit will be declared the winner. The winner of each round will advance to the finals. That doesn't really apply after this race, so the winner of this race will, but after that, it is the finals. This is the wildcard race, so you can just ignore that last one as well. All right, this is the important part. This is how our runners are going to earn their points and what's going to decide the winner. So for every 10 points that a runner, or every 10 floors, that a runner goes down, they're going to receive 10 points. So on 11, 21, 31, they're going to receive 10 points each time. And as I did before, there are 2 commands. There's tracker for the points and rules if you need to double check everything. Kill the jelly, you get 100 points. That's the big one. If you're able to kill the jelly before time runs out, you're going to get 100 extra points. Defeat the jelly before the 2-hour mark, that's 10 extra points. Defeat the jelly in 2 turns, it's 20 extra points. And defeat the jelly without the use of a Decker Blade, that's going to be 50 extra points. Then we've got some kind of fun things the runners can do that can give them some extra points. Alternates, if you use a character that isn't normally used in any percent, the any percent team is normally Decker, Guy, and Artie, along with Maxim. So if you use somebody that's not in that normal team, you're going to get 10 points. Use 2 people that aren't in that team, and you're going to get 20 points. If you use only 3 characters, which I don't think anybody's going to be doing, you're going to get 30 points. Capsule malfunction. If you use the kind of lower tier capsule monsters, Flash, Gels, Blaze, or Gusto, you're going to get an extra 10 points. So the capsule monsters, if you're not familiar, are kind of like Pokemon. If you level them up and feed them food, they're going to evolve, and if you can get your capsule monster all the way to its final form, you're going to get an extra 10 points. There are some very specific fruits that you need to find to do that, so it's not as easy as it sounds. Valor, you're going to get 10 points if you reach floor 99 without finding a healing spell. The commentators are going to talk a little bit about what the cave is and how it works, so remember this one. If you don't find a healing spell, you're going to get 10 extra points. There's only one negative outcome you can have, and that is if you die, you're going to lose 10 points. So you are allowed to go right back into the cave, but you will lose 10 points from your total score. And also, if you start climbing again and you won't earn points until you reach the floor you were on. So if you die on 40, you didn't make it to that 41 cutoff, you're not going to earn points for the floor count until you reach 41. There's only one exception to this total defeat rule, and that is if a player dies to blue mimics. Blue mimics are a very difficult boss and or enemy, and way stronger than they should be for where they are in the cave. So if someone dies to that, then they don't lose any points. All right, so that's the rules. That's the point system. I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to hand it over to my commentators. We've got 2 Ancient Cave Runners. We've got Paw-sama and we've got the Roth, who are going to lead you through this race. So without further ado, guys, take it away.
Hey guys, I guess we'll do a countdown. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh.
Point system.
How you doing, Pa?
Not bad yourself.
2 Ancient Cave
Yeah,
Runners. We've got
doing pretty good. Ready
Paw-sama
for this race. It's
and
gonna
we've
be
got the Roth.
yeah, an absolute cracker.
Yeah, I can see a lot of shenanigans happening.
Yeah, these runs are so random. They can get really interesting depending on what stage of the cave runners are at.
Yeah, it's coming like as great words from Zach. The ancient cave is sentient. It knows when you're running it. It knows to give you hell or heck, pardon.
Yeah. All right. Looks like all the runners are on their way. So yeah, the ancient cave is it's pretty much the epitome of random for any kind of Super Nintendo game. Like, if you've played a game like anything of the Diablo series, it's basically 99 randomly generated floors with randomly generated monsters and positions and randomly generated treasure chests. And the idea is to basically get through all 99 floors and then fight the boss at the end of the dungeon, really. You only get 3 rounds to kill the boss at the end, which is basically a massive pixelated jelly.
I'm just gonna interrupt. Volt picked up a bolt shield. Zach also grabbed champion early on. Those are actually really good items to find so early in the run.
Yeah, champions are huge in the context of being able to survive.
Yeah, essentially champion heals everyone for full health. Really good to find early on. It's such a lifesaver. And then the bolt shield is just a really good defense item. Works well on lightning, thunder, all that jazz.
Yeah, especially like between floors 70 and 80. there's a monster which basically casts thunder repeatedly, and you will probably die if you have to fight it.
Yeah, and I also
got
noticed
Zap as well.
Yeah, Zap, and I also saw Squeeealer picked up an Ice Ring. Ice Ring is fantastic, because granted it boosts up stats in that, but once you get a spell like Ice Valk or anything ice related, it boosts that ice spell quite a bit in regards to his attack.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, there's so much content to talk about Ancient Cave. We got 2 hours. We will be talking a lot about this fantastic, unique, amazing cave. I'm trying to butter up the Ancient Cave to hopefully these guys have a good run. Hopefully the Ancient Cave enjoys that nice comment.
Absolutely. I mean, with
Sorry,
5 runs going at the same time, you're probably going to see one of these die early on, sadly.
Yeah, sorry to have to interrupt.
We hope not.
Chaos Kitty picked up an iris item. There's also these elusive little items called iris items. They're kind of like achievements. They're useless, but back in the day, it meant kind of a big deal.
I believe last Fatal Blowout tournament had points for getting iris items, just as a bit of a joke.
Yeah, I think it was like 10 points every time you picked up an iris item.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of meme-ish.
Very meme-ish.
So Squeeealer's opting to murder a few things early. eagles and horses are good to kill at the start of the cave. They give a decent amount of experience. They're easy to kill, and you also have a chance of picking up rocks, which boosts your strength and speed.
Yeah, it's a really good item to give to Artie, just to give you that advantage in regards to him outturning, as well as the group agility to make it that you can escape battles a little bit easier.
Oof. And Kitty's in trouble already. Ouch.
Yeah, those mimics. Oh, yeah, there we go. Bye-bye.
Ouch. Luckily, it's that early that it doesn't really matter too much, but losing 10 points is a pretty big detriment, especially if one of the runners manages to kill the jelly without dying.
Yeah, especially, just a point out for mimics. For those people first time watching Ancient Cave, mimics take the form of treasure chests. There is a way for runners to tell what's real and what's a mimic. It's just the mimic chests don't have that glaze like the regular chests do.
Yeah, and the same with the blue ones later on. They just appear duller.
Yeah, the red ones are unique just because if you get closer to them, they'll actually come alive and start chasing you. The blue mimics are lazy. They just like to plant their butts wherever they feel like it and let you go through them.
They're horrible.
I've had, if you guys have watched the tournament and watched my run in particular, I had an amazing dinner date with them about 4 times during that run. That was fantastic.
Nice. Did you survive?
Oh no, I died.
Perfect. Yeah, blue mimics are probably they'd be in the top 3 for worst monster in the game. There's a couple around the 60s and 80s which are really bad just because they're like they're big and they chase you, and they're horrible if they corner you. But because blue mimics don't even move, like you can't do anything about it, and if you have to fight one, you've got a good chance of just dying early on.
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly point out, a while back, Krieg did pick up a deadly sword. Deadly swords are amazing in any category of Ancient Cave, just because it's a cursed item, but also gives you a deadly effect. So that means there's a certain % chance that you will instant kill an enemy when that character attacks with that deadly weapon.
I think it's roughly 80%.
80, yeah, I can't remember the %, but there's the deadly sword and then there's the deadly rod. There's other curse items as well, but those 2 are really important in a speed run.
Yeah, and finding them early on too makes the cave quite survivable, especially if you get a healing spell to go with it.
Yeah, very, very handy. The only downfall is that once you equip that deadly weapon, your weapon slot is locked in. You can't unequip it until you find an item called a Curse Lifter. So it's kind of a risky ward of equipping it early, but you really have to hope you find a Curse Lifter. Usually runners prefer not to equip the deadly weapons until it's an extreme case scenario. Oh, we found a Gady's Blade. Holy crap. Pardon me. Holy pickles.
Krieg's got a fatal pick as well.
Oh, very nice.
So if the beauty about getting a fatal pick or a deadly rod is that because Artie's so fast, he'll act before a lot of the really bad enemies, and so you got a chance of just murdering them before they can do anything.
Yeah, and if I remember correct, the Gady's Blade, it's Ikari points attack, or IP. It's called Octos, right? And it hits for 8, or it does 8 hits in 1 turn.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful. It is a weakish item. It's not like I think it's kind of its ATP is like half that of the higher end weapons, but because you can attack 8 times, it certainly helps later on.
Yeah, especially when you have the right combination. Like, usually you want to give the Gady's Blade to Guy, and then give him, like, the Gorgon Rock, or any, like, a Gold Eye or something like that. Really emphasize that high attack point for him so he can start dishing out that damage early in that jelly fight.
Yeah.
With the jelly fight, a key important with it is making sure you have the right items, right weapons, right combination, so that you can annihilate the jelly, because he has such a high HP pool. I don't quote me 100% what the HP pool is. I think it's about in the 9,000 range.
Yeah,
Something
it's
like that.
9980.
Yeah, so one of the key items we definitely need is a Decker Blade, and Decker Blade doesn't appear until at least floor 15, so the runners won't find it until 15 and after, but it's an item that Decker can only equip. And the Akari point skill that it has, it shaves an enemy's HP by half. So very, very crucial for the jelly.
Yeah, we categorize like the items found in the cave kind of like as either fractional damage or just direct damage, and you kind of need a mixture of both to be able to kill the jelly. Like you pretty much almost need the Decker Blade to like destroy the jelly's hit points, but then in rounds 2 and 3 you do need direct damage to be able to finish the job. Just like what Vault found, aptly named Spell Thunder.
Ooh, thunder, that's very shocking to see. Sorry, pun was intended, I had to. So I'm
I
gonna point
forget
out,
who someone found a Thunder Ring, did they not?
someone did, I just can't remember who, but I'm just gonna point the screen to Chaos Kitty's screen. She's got a room with a lot of chests and a lot of monsters. That is, we like to call them monster cons, monster parties. This is essentially a monster room. Ancient Key likes to spawn them once in a while, where everything is compiled into one room. Stairs may or may not be included. Creek has one as well. You just have to deal with it. Hopefully your stairs aren't in there. Krieg's is, but it's not that bad.
A lot of the monsters around 11 to 13 also kind of run away from you. Like all those pink beetles and those green lizards. Rally, nice.
Very nice.
They all just run away from you, so like it makes getting those chests not as dangerous as it looks.
Yeah, one thing I'm going to point out, speaking of running away, you look at Krieg's screen, he's fighting these cute, adorable little Haichus. I like to call them Haichus. People have their own little words for them. Those are cores. Cores appear on certain floors. They're essentially our means of getting experience in Ancient Cave. They give it a lot of experience. The catch is they like to run away, even if you tell them to stay a while and listen. They sometimes they don't want to listen to your stories. With them though, they are incredibly weak against magic, so it's really key to hopefully they stay. You can zap them with magic, and then you get quite a lot of experience to help you further in the ancient cave.
Yeah, so Krieg's pretty much set up for a long time now in terms of levels.
Yeah, quite a bit. Usually around that point when you're starting to hit red cores, you usually want to find. You usually want to get to like level 10, level 12, so you can survive up to the next core encounter.
Like in speedruns, you normally just try to run to these 11 to 13 floors and hopefully kill 2 cores before going onto your way to like floor 40 to kill the green versions of these. But the runners will probably just try to kill anything that they possibly can to get levels early on. Not necessarily cores, but any kind of advantage they can get.
Yeah, we're gonna point out they got 2 hours, so they don't really have to rush to get to the jelly. They can take some time to survive to make sure they're safe getting to that. And Krieg with another deadly weapon. Holy pickles, man.
Jeez.
It's just funny because Krieg is the one runner that he always says he never gets any deadly weapons, like particularly deadly rods. And this particular run, he's getting all those deadly weapons. I don't know what the caves got in store for him, but something.
Probably no curse lifters.
Ooh, yes, very true, very true.
When it rains, it pours with this game. It's really weird how RNG works.
Yeah, RNG works. From what I know from my experience running Ancient Cave, is every movement you do, every sword swing affects the RNG. Even opening chests and all that, it does affect the RNG. I'm also going to point out, Krieg also picked up a sword called a Berserk Sword. We don't like them. They're another curse item, and they're not really good at all. You either want to get rid of it right away by dropping it or feeding it to a capsule monster, or just remember not to do auto-equip, because there's a good chance you'll accidentally equip that blade, and then you're kind of in a pickle.
Yeah, it's better to deal with anything that can destroy your run as soon as possible. Like even if you run into a monster and get hit for a very small amount, you're better off. Like you might think you'll just deal with it in the next room, but you should always just heal yourself or get rid of items you don't need that could destroy your run if you accidentally equip them.
I could say Ancient Cave is giving a lot of blue chests. Krieg got another one here. Granted, it's in a monster room, but still, I think this is about the 5th one we've seen. Zack has a Deadly Rod. That's actually a really
Nice.
good find.
Yeah. And another deadly rod.
2 of them. Holy pickles. Can Zack mail one of these to my next Ancient Cave run? That would be very appreciative. Commentator, what is the turnip? Well, it's actually a daikon radish, as I'm being a little bit of a smart, turd.
Krieg really wants these chests.
I would not be surprised they're so early. But to answer Shadow's question of what is this lovely radish or this little fish here or the other thing, those are capsule monsters. Shadow brought it up earlier that they're kind of like Pokemon, kind of sort of. Oh, we got a Firebird. Get ready for those meows. Sorry. Capsule monsters. So in the story, you're given these little monsters. You're supposed to feed them weapons and items that they ask for, and they'll change appearance, they'll gain levels, they just become stronger later on as you feed them. Just another companion to help you out. In Ancient Cave, there are strong ones, meh ones, and we don't bother with.
Yeah, Sully is one of the stronger ones. The other one, Darby, a lot of people use as well.
Yeah, Sully is the little radish or daikon. Darby is the one that looks kind of like the Swamp Thing. Volt is using the dog one, which is Blaze. That one's kind of a meh. He's my personal favorite, though, so I'm gonna have a different opinion. I don't know what the other guys are using, but each capsule monster has their own unique skills, attack things. Blaze, for example, really good attack. He's gonna stay for fights because he's that type that he'll just stay. Sully, really good, has a tendency to defend and run away. If you've been to Zack's streams, you guys are fully aware of Sully and how great he is.
He's awesome.
Yeah, and then Darby, on the other hand, he will cast Confuse. He's more confused. He's got a couple of deadly skills as well. Once again, allow you to one-hit an enemy. Sully does as well, but Darby has a little bit more in that category.
Yeah, for a speedrun point of view, you probably want to use a capsule monster that doesn't use its special abilities very quickly, but because Darby's so powerful, it's kind of a bit of a trade-off between the two.
Yeah,
but I think for a marathon run, you probably just use Darby normally because yeah, just because of the levels, really.
Yeah, and that's kind of the debate. Both Sully and Darby are really good. It just comes down to, as I think the Ancient Cave guy kind of quotes, Darby will get you there to the jelly, but Sully will get you there faster. So it's pick your poison, which one you want to go for.
People have been trying Zeppy over the last kind of month or two.
I saw
because
that.
we realized that his third form uses an ability which can like dramatically boost the strength of all of your party members, and if that works, then you can actually get like a really high damage boost for the jelly. But still, if he doesn't use it, then Zeppy is bad. But it's another trade-off that you can kind of go for.
So a lot of our runners are getting to like the 20 floor mark. It starts getting interesting in those floors, just because we're going to be dealing with one infamous monster. They're bees. They're bees. They sting. They're a pain to deal with. They have really erratic movement patterns too, so it's really hard to get around them.
These monsters that Volt's fighting as well are extremely dangerous. They run away from you, but they can get stuck in corridors. So if you have the wiggle room, you can like kind of walk away from them and slash your sword a fair bit, and then it'll kind of gravitate towards you. But sometimes they just get stuck, and then they try to murder you very badly.
Yeah, you'll notice later on in the run here that each monster has their own particular move or pattern set. A lot of the monsters kind of copy paste one another too. So, for
Yeah.
example, like that little sword in Krieg's thing, you notice he ran for the bottom wall. What he's trying to do is cling. Oh, we got a Decker Blade on Krieg's channel, by the by. Holy crap! Or Pickles, sorry. I get excited when I see a Decker Blade. Sorry.
Krieg's gonna feel pretty good at the moment, man. He's got 2 deadlies. He might have a fatal pick actually.
Yeah, I think you mentioned he picked up a fatal pick early on in the run. Ooh, and Zack with the lovely monster room that he's just gonna say nope to and continue onward with his adventure.
Krieg's got a Sky Sword as well. That's probably the strongest weapon in the game.
Yeah, that is a really good weapon. He's getting close to getting that nice little jelly kill.
So
Oh,
the
so if
thing
you
that
look, sorry, I'm
sorry,
gonna interrupt. So if you look at Zack's stream, you see that blue chest there? That is the infamous blue mimic that we all love and we enjoy and we just want to hug. The reason why Zack's kind of swiping is there's a chance that that mimic was really lazy and decided to sit on the stairs. So I think he was just trying to get the Medusa out of the way to maybe see if he's on stairs or not.
it's good to get past those mimic floors though. Once you hit 32, you breathe a massive sigh of relief.
Yeah, a little sigh of relief though. We're not done yet. We still have to deal with 2 other infamous hard enemies. But we really don't see assassins till at least... Oh, I can't remember. But assassins and ninjas are our next obstacle in an ancient cave run.
So Kitty just found a deadly sword, but it's a bad variety.
Yeah,
So straight to the Sully.
Yeah, speaking of that, if you see Squeeealer and you see Chaos, they're feeding the capsule monsters right now. I'm assuming Squeeealer's gonna do it just to get to second form of Darby, because Darby does have that deadly skill. Or, yeah, deadly ability to help him one-hit enemies.
The Squeeealer's extremely resourceful too. He's been around the game for, I don't know, since the Stone Age. Who knows how old Squeeealer is, but he's like the granddaddy of I was going to say FF4 then, I mean Lufia too. But he's very knowledgeable about this game.
Both Squeeealer and Krieg are very knowledgeable about the cave. There's an ancient cave guide. I don't know if there's a command for it in chat, but it basically is the encyclopedia of how to survive an 80% run, and it was all written by Krieg, and it's very useful for helping any first-time ancient cave runners kind of understand the cave and to learn as you go.
Yeah, Krieg's done a lot for this community. Krieg, Zack, and Squeeealer.
Oh, Shadow's saying something else. I'm sorry, Shadow. My information may be incorrect. I'm so sorry.
Ooh. And yeah, we'll give some credit to Shadow Killer. He's a good guy.
So we have the infamous Disco Wolf in Squeeealer's chat. We call him Disco Wolf because he's staying alive.
Zack's flying through this cave. It's on 34 already.
I'm gonna
35.
guess, I think Zack is trying to get to floor 50 by now. Just to get through those assassins, just to get those out of his hair. And just kind of get to the safe floors.
Yeah, well, he does have champion, so and he's got decent levels already,
So
so
if you
he'd
notice,
be able to survive.
sorry to interrupt, Roth. So if you notice in Zack's channel, he's particularly fighting these blue little crustaceans. These guys drop a really good gem called a Cancer Rock. Really good to give to Guy just to help him boost his attack power further. It's another really good item to have for a jelly kill.
Yeah, the cancer rocks have like a 20% drop rate as well, so they do appear pretty often. Curse lifter for Krieg. Wow, he's pretty much got a jelly kill now.
Yeah, so you're gonna start seeing Krieg kind of pick up the pace to get to those bottom floors as best as he can. Hopefully the cave is going to cooperate. The cave is being a little too nice, so we'll see what it has in store for him later on.
Yeah. So Krieg must have 2 curse lifters then, by the sounds of it. Wow.
Hopefully. I only saw him pick the one we just mentioned. I didn't see a second one, but there's so many people to watch here. There's Shadow with the update. Thank you, Shadow. So yeah, Decker, a Sky, 2 Deadlies, and 2 Curse Lifters.
Truth. And Bolt's fighting squids, which are squids are probably up there in the worst monsters in the game because they pretty much always use an area attack, and that's very strong.
Yeah, those squids, if you encounter them the wrong way, they can annihilate your party pretty quick and just get the ancient cave done and over with.
Yeah, and with the way that they move, they can cluster around doorways, and if they do it correctly, they'll force you to fight one of them, and yeah, it can turn horrible very quickly.
I'm just gonna point out Krieg picked up a twist jewel. What a twist! What the heck?
The right way to enter the stairs, you go down them, and that's it.
Yeah, just don't throw yourself on the stairs and don't roll on the stairs. That's just really wrong. And it's not safety. You need to be safe with climbing down those stairs. You know, check your surroundings too.
I'm perfectly correct, Shadow Killer.
So what it means is that there is a particular way of going down the stairs. What you want to do from the stairs, you want to enter them where the stairs are going above you, kind of like what Krieg did there. The reason for that is when you get to the next floor, you'd be facing straightwards, or facing, I guess, north. I'm just going to try my best with directions. So the chances of you getting a back attack are going to be minimal. Just a safety precaution, so when you go to the next floor, you're not going to get ambushed.
Yeah, it'll become very important in the last half of the run to always enter the stairs facing upwards so that you don't get surprise attacked at all. And what you'll see the runners do as well is pretty much from this point onwards, they'll pause every time they enter a room, or when they enter the stairs like that, they'll actually have a an actual think about how they'll progress with the room, because sometimes one wrong step, even if it's early on, can dictate your run basically. Like if you like with Volt's got
A
something.
Volt's got a mimic.
Ugh. Why though?
I'm guessing he's asking the mimic why he's sitting there. I'm gonna assume the mimic found a perfect spot that reflects the little tiny crack of
Ugh.
sunlight he's getting, and he just wants to sunbathe there. He's like a cat. He that's his spot.
It's not gonna move.
Oh, but thank goodness the stairs are right there, so that's a really good sign. It just means that Volt does not have to deal with that mimic of pain in the butt.
He's backed himself into a corner though. The floors from 29 to 31 are, or roughly that, are really dangerous because of these Medusa type enemies. Once they become aggravated, they'll just hunt you down. Even if you're not in the same room, they'll basically just follow you until they attack you. Whereas like those slug and the lion monsters, they will kind of gravitate towards you.
Did
And
Chaos
so-
die, or did she reset? Sorry, I just saw the Natsune, so I'm just curious. I don't think anybody knows what happened there, but yeah, she reset it, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's hard to concentrate on things, let alone at 3 in the morning.
Oh, yeah, you're up
I'm trying.
pretty early.
Yeah.
So Volt
Red
picked up-
Saber.
Yeah,
That's
Red
a good
Saber,
item.
that's really good. Krieg got another monster room,
Samurais.
but at the same time, it's a really good one because there's a lot of cores floating in it, so you can definitely take advantage of it in regards to getting levels.
Yeah. Blue cores aren't ideal, purely because the monsters from 32 to 40 aren't hugely strong, and the green cores are on 41 to 43, which they give 3 times the experience. Oh, Squeealer's got to go past a blue mimic by the looks of it.
Yeah, he's
Possibly.
got another blue mimic cat. He just doesn't want to move at all.
Yeah. It's like in Krieg's room, there's those plant type monsters. Those behave the same way as Medusas, so once they become aggravated, they just try to get to you, regardless of where you are in the map.
Very nice. Squeealer survived that traumatic blue mimic experience.
Nice.
Although Zack is really burning through the floors. He's already at floor 43, which is really good.
Yeah, I think you'll find Zack will slow down considerably once he gets to a certain stage.
Yeah, I think it's like floor 50 and below, just because that's when you start getting like the really good weapons like the lizard blow, the old sword. Can't remember the other ones, but yeah, like the really good items that will help kill the jelly.
Yeah. But Craig, Zack's also got champion as well.
Yeah, so he can take a hit and kind of bounce back on it and keep running.
Yeah. So he's basically manipulating that snake upwards so he can enter the stairs from below.
The only thing, does Zack have a res spell or any regains or miracles, or is he just running on that champion spell?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm kind of
Maybe.
curious in that regards.
But Zack's at ninjas now, 44 to 46. So we'll see what it has in store for him.
Yeah, ninjas they can end a run if they really want to. They have a skill called Knife Throw that hits all your characters for a decent amount of HP.
Nice.
And if you get more than 2 or 3 in a counter and they all use Knife Thrower, that is essentially a run killer.
Especially combined with those red plant monsters who here's a ninja. The red plant monsters will become attracted to one of the enemies. So sometimes, like if you enter a room and you see a red plant, sometimes you have to kind of decide whether or not to enter that room immediately, just in case you get cornered by that. But sorry, just in case the red plant blocks the entrance, and you won't know if there's ninjas in that room or not until you enter.
Yeah,
So
if
that
you
can kill your run basically straight away like that.
So if you watch Zach, what he did there is as soon as he saw Ninja, he ran for the door. The key for that is to make sure the Ninja is facing either left or right, so that when you run towards the Ninja from the door, you can get a side attack, and you have about, I think, a 50% chance of getting a first hit, which Zach did get, and that makes fighting ninjas a little bit more just manageable.
Yeah, now that he's got a Misto Duel as well, it probably means Artie can go before ninjas. I'm not sure if he's got a Deadly Rod, but if he does, then it makes ninjas a lot safer.
I believe he does, if memory serves me correct. Also, if you notice, Zach is picking up a magic fruit. Magic fruit is essentially, let's just call it candy for capsule monsters. It's something they really want, and it will increase that grow bar by quite a bit. You usually want to save those when you're dealing with the third form of the capsule monster to jump from third to fourth just quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And then speaking of fruit, there are particular fruits that enemies drop, like fire flute. Yes, they drop flutes. Fire fruit, earth fruit. There's a dark one in that. Those are very special fruit that if you give it to capsule monsters at a particular stage, they bump up to the level 5 form, which is powerful with some exceptions.
So also leveling Sully to form 2, he's got a an ability called Perish Punch, which can murder things in one hit. Whereas with Darby, you have to level Darby to form 3 before he really becomes useful.
So interesting to point out too, there is I guess you want to call it an art form in regards to feeding your capsule monsters. I still haven't really mastered it. Squeeealer and Krieg know it pretty well, Zach as well, but each weapon are considered under a certain category that's like level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Basically, you want to feed the lower first before you jump to the higher tiers.
Yeah, it's basically dependent on how much it sells for.
Which also their selling point also affects what floor said item appears in the cave.
Yeah, so you can actually feed capsule monsters things like high magics and X potions, and I think they're like the lowest, like the lowest kind of item type that monsters will actually eat.
Yeah, I think also those little like smoke balls, the confused balls are also part of that. I think arrows and boomerangs too. So if you notice in Krieg's video, there's a little panel on the top right. That's a healing tile. Those are usually hidden underneath a patch of grass. You'll be able to tell if there's one there because that patch of grass is going to be different compared to the other ones.
Yeah, they come in very handy.
Yeah, especially if you're really lacking on the healing. Seeing one of those in a run without any heals, it's a nice little gift to find.
The commands, exclamation mark points, maybe?
Exclamation point heal? Kappa?
Yeah, something else. Tracker. So with that spreadsheet, if you click on the checkout who is in the lead here, it directs you to like a Google Sheets, and there's a lot of a lot of information in it. So you can see like a breakdown of how many points people have. If you want to fit that into one screen, if you like hold the control button down and then press minus, that actually zooms out the page. And then you can like see everyone's scorecard at once. If that helps.
So just a quick update, Zach did find a Decker Blade. Krieg is dealing with a really unique monster room that you don't want to see. And for some reason, Volt decided to spam the Y, though. I don't know why. But we essentially have
Krieg's
two
got a
runners.
horrible room,
Oh, sorry.
apparently.
Sorry. But yeah, we have two runners here that can kill the jelly if they make it there in one piece.
Yeah, Zach and Krieg are certainly on their way to having jelly for dessert. That was well thought out by Krieg. Sometimes you have to choose between between staying in the room that you're currently in or trying to dash to a different room, and Krieg's kind of decided to dash to a different room and avoided a ninja encounter. Or an assassin encounter anyway.
Yeah, once you run the Ancient Cave for a long time, you start picking up little skills and traits that you can do that helps you survive the cave. Ooh, Volt with a nice little hallway of doom and despair.
Luckily, so you got Zap. I think Zap's really good against assassins.
It is. I believe it's just gonna annihilate them all, so it's
Yeah, it just
very
murders
handy.
them.
Oh, we got a Firebird. All the meows.
So far, Volt's in the lead because of all the Volt's chosen to take a different capture monster down and also uses one of the alternative characters. So even if Zack and Krieg go really fast through the cave, if Volt kills a jelly before 2 hours, he'll pretty much win automatically, unless Krieg or Zack have very godlike jelly kills.
Yeah, if both of them can kill the jelly in 2 turns, they'll get that, what was it, 30 points?
20.
20, pardon, yeah.
Which is, it's pretty big.
Yeah, it's critical point out. We still have an hour 20 left, so they could kind of slow down the pace and take their time at the later floors. It's not a bad strategy, just because the later floors you do start dealing with those difficult monsters, and just taking your time will help.
Yeah. Yeah, Craig will be very aware of where he's at in the cave.
Yeah, Shadow makes a really good point. If they do find the right items, like a lizard blow, an old sword, you really don't need to use a Decker Blade, because you're doing enough damage that it's not really needed.
Yeah. Kitty's making good time. So on floor 18. But you'd feel like Kitty probably needs to kill the jelly in 2 turns to have a chance.
Yeah, the cave is definitely not being nice to her today.
Yeah. Well, these things happen.
Yeah, I definitely know firsthand. So Zack has finally made it to floor 51. Huzzah, he is halfway there. You're start seeing like the music changing for him, the treasure chests are a darker red, and the enemies are going to get scary from here on out.
You can also collect more deadly swords.
Yeah,
And,
quite a Krieg got another one too. Like,
oh wow.
jeez.
Nice. But from 50 onwards, you can get 2 items called Old Swords and Lizard Blows. The old Sword's a fractional type weapon, which is it's not one of the stronger ones, but it's still worth getting. And the Lizard Blows are strongest kind of direct damage dealing item in the game with an ability that does like a 3 times damage hit. So if you get one of those, it's actually like useful to put on someone like Artie if he doesn't have a like a fractional weapon.
Yeah, the nice thing about Lizard Blow too is a lot of characters can equip that Lizard Blows. So if you have other characters that are upset, you get a Lizard Blow, you can easily kind of put it on Guy or Maximum just to do a nice filler.
Why is killing the jelly in 3 turns worth more points than defeating it in 2 turns? Just for swag points, really. If you like, it basically means you've had like a really lucky run, and you've actually gotten items that are just really powerful. It's more of just something to try out, really.
So if you notice
But
Zack, oh sorry, if you notice
Sorry.
Zack is going to go for these rare sea Hedoras, they drop a really good gem, the Hedora Rock. The key for that fight is, of course, taking them out first, because it guarantees, well, not guarantees, but makes sure whatever enemy you defeat first, there's a chance of that enemy dropping that said item. He does get a Hedora Rock, which is really good.
Kitty's in trouble again. The sandworms can get pretty horrible at times, just the way that they move. There's a way to manipulate them out the way, but you need a lot of room. Apparently Krieg got another Deca Blade.
Oh, and Krieg got a champion, which is fantastic to see.
This competition is points based rather than time based. So it's the second time that we've ran this tournament. So from the feedback from the first tournament, we've tried different things in terms of what to allocate points. So this year it's focused on like killing the jelly with more powerful items or not using certain items. And so I think someone just posted a link, but if you go on there, you'll be able to see the breakdown of what all the things are worth. You don't have your special items in Ancient Cave. It's just Maxim and his sword.
So one thing we haven't really touched about is, granted, these guys are running the any percent category, but there's actually quite a bit of categories with the Ancient Cave. There's the 100% category, which is kill everything, open every door, open every treasure chest. There's the I think they call it ACAC. It's basically where you take all the characters through the Ancient Cave and kill the jelly. There's also the infamous Iris percent, but we're not going to talk about that one. That one kind of sucks.
Yeah, unless you enjoy sitting down for 20 hours and not getting Iris items.
Well, the world record, I think, now is, 12 hours by good old Mitch.
12. Wow.
Yeah, Mitch kind of destroyed it. Blame Mitch for that.
Oh, wow. Go, Mitchie.
But yeah, I would not recommend doing Iris, because Iris percent is so random. You're essentially trying to get all the Iris items, and every time you get an Iris item, the chances of you getting another one keeps decreasing each and every time. So you're going to be sitting there for a while, unless you're pretty confident your luck is going to be fantastic today. Which, in that case, I would just recommend buying a lottery ticket and just go that way versus the Iris percent.
Yeah. Yeah, so the reason they're not taking Lexus in is while he's strong, he's very slow. And Guy's stronger, so if you're going to take someone in, you take Guy. But if you're going to choose an alternative, you choose someone like Tia who's really fast. So that you're basically taking someone in as an alternative more for surviving the cave more than killing the jelly.
So I'm pretty confident Zack is going to try to get to the Eastern Island form of Sully. He's got Sully now to third form, pardon, and continuing doing the feeding. So I'm pretty confident he's trying to get the infamous Eastern Island. Oh yeah, he's gonna get it. He's got magic fruit. So get your Sully emotes ready here, guys. We're gonna see that good old Sully.
I wonder why he's chosen Sully instead of Darby. Is Sully his favorite monster?
I'm pretty confident Sully is. Like, Zack does have an emote with good old Sully defending America, so...
Okay. Oh, fair enough. Zack and Sully are buds. Wow.
Plus, Sully is actually really good if he can get his battle anger off. It does...
Wow.
I think it's called battle anger. It does a lot of damage on the jelly if he actually wants to cooperate and not defend.
Look at Sully. Very stoic. Something we also really we touched on a bit earlier, but yeah, treasure room. The two rooms that Zack entered before didn't have treasure chests. So welcome to really bad room time.
Yeah, speaking of monster rooms, there's that lovely... This is where the monster... Ooh, Krieg. Oh, I don't know which one's worse.
Oof.
I think I want to go with Krieg's, because Zack has cores, and cores would just run away from you, but... Oh, Krieg's is pretty bad.
Well, Zack's room, all the enemies can be kind of manipulated. Whereas Krieg's room is a bit of a ticking time bomb.
Yeah, I think, Krieg's got a bunch of those chariot guys that only go in a straight line. But they like to block and kind of chase you.
And 5 teleporters as well.
Yeah. We didn't really touch too much on teleporters, but there's 2 types of teleporters in this game. So there's ones that, if you're close, they teleport. If they're far away, they would teleport. Also, there's a third one, I guess, the global teleport. Basically, they're going to teleport randomly to a particular spot in the room. Key point just to get away from them is to take it slow, watch where they're going to teleport to, and then just kind of move your way around them.
Yeah. Squeeealer just found a curse lifter.
I saw that. That's fantastic. And then Zack with the no core, that's really good. He'll be set on levels then till the end of the run.
Yeah, he's on like level 300. It was either Krieg or Zack were on 30. a couple of minutes ago. 33-ish.
Yeah, usually when you get to the jelly, the key level you want to be at is around 30, give or take. So he's got quite a bit of levels. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm really curious what's in that blue treasure chest that we know that Krieg is going for. I'm gonna bet it's going to be the fantastic ice tiara.
Or the earrings.
Oh yeah, so Shadow had a really good question. What is a curse lifter? Curse lifter we touched based on much earlier in the run, but basically it's going to lift the curse of any deadly weapons that your main character equipped. So really good for the deadly sword, deadly rod. You get it to the uncursed form, which is really good for the deadly rod because the deadly rod has an IP attack when it's not cursed that will
Poor kitty.
decrease the jelly's
Sorry.
health by like a quarter or something like that. Oh, moment of truth.
What happens when you press up on the D-pad? You go up.
Actually, speaking of the
Oof.
D-pad, if you hold, I believe, Kitty's got to go through that. Oh, the blue mimic. That's not good. Oh, the mimics actually decided to sit on the stairs. Oh my goodness, typical cat-like behavior.
So this is why blue mimics are horrible, just because if they sit on top of the stairs, yeah, it doesn't matter if you've killed all the monsters in the cave, you've still got a pretty good chance of dying. I think she's realised now. Maybe not.
I think she's denying the fact that, like, she knows they're there.
Odds mimics. Odds are probably about 1%. Probably way less, actually. It's just one of those freak things that happens.
Alright, there goes Kitty. So let's hope she survives the lovely mimic encounter here. Oh jeez, Krieg found another Decker blade. Krieg, can you just mail one to me next time I
Heck.
run, please? I would like to have one.
Oh, that double frenzy.
Oh, that's
Kitty may
unfortunate.
have been okay if had that last one attacked Gaia. But no.
The nice thing though is that if you die by a blue mimic, you don't get points deducted. So that's actually really good.
Yeah. Snack Kitty just has to sub 1 hour. Pretty much. No,
Yeah.
it's just a breeze.
Is Genya helping Krieg on this run? Maybe. Who knows? His run is very Genya-like.
What's
Oh,
a Decablade count world record? I would assume somewhere like 4.
So
Or
Volt
5
just
or
picked up
6.
a Mr. Rapier. That's also a really good item for the jelly. I believe is an arty. I don't remember Maximum can equip it, but he also navigated that Fiend movement really good. That was really good movement.
I'm pretty sure Maxim can use it. There's other items that Maxim can use though, which are a little better, but it's still worthwhile. Magus got 6 Decablades in a reject percent once. Wow.
Oh jeez.
Three on the same floor, heck. I've had 2 in the same room in consecutive chests, but yeah, 3 on the same floor is madness.
I think Magus also had the glorious luck of getting Iris items on the same floor as well, if I remember correct. Zach's got a really interesting hallway right now. So he's got a teleporter, and he also has, I think he's going to start encountering genies by now. Oh dear. We got liches.
Yeah, leeches are horrible.
The nice thing about leeches, though, is that they're weak against healing spells, so that champion spell, as Zach is using, is going to cause quite a bit of damage to those guys.
Pretty sure they can also drop old swords. It's like a 2% chance.
I believe you're correct, yeah. There's another enemy that drops, I think, old armor. I can't remember which one is that, or that enemy.
Hey, Kitty got a heal. Nice.
The Mega
Mega
Cyclops.
Cyclops.
Thank you.
Squeeealer's gotten strong.
Ooh, that's good. Granted, strong is in the healing tier, the lowest tier. It goes strong, stronger, champion, rally somewhere in there, and then valor. Strong is actually better than stronger because it heals more for less MP. But stronger, it just eats up a lot of your MP. So you usually want to go for stronger versus or strong versus stronger.
Yeah, definitely take strong.
So Zach's getting close to floor 71. We should start seeing these good old enemies called Archfiends, and they're scary. They as soon as if you get into their distance of where they start running towards you, they're on a global movement. So every movement you do, they're gonna try to follow you as best as they can in that room they're stuck in. So yeah, I should also point out, where Zach is too, we're gonna start seeing more dragons show up, and dragons, they're large in size, so they're gonna take a lot of space. But the key to them is every 3 steps you take, they move. So you gotta tango with them for a bit, to kind of get them to move. And poor Volt, spamming that Y though. It's the ancient K Volt. Like, yeah.
Bolt's still in a pretty good place at the moment though, provided he can get to the jelly and kill it. It's up to Zack and Krieg to basically 2-turn the jelly if Volt can kill the jelly.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what Volt and Squeeealer have in regards to their items.
I really only remember Volt having Zap.
Okay, so nothing, no fraction. Okay, well, thank you, Mitchell.
So just Trick, yo.
Oh yeah, I think Krieg and a couple of the runners have Trick. We haven't really touched on that spell. Trick is a spell that increases the attack power of your party members. It's a really good spell to have for Jelly, just to give you that little bit added boost when you need to really knock out that Jelly.
Yeah, for some reason, ooh, Curse Lifter. for some reason, the trick on a single target is the same as trick on multi-target, so you might as well just use multi-target trick. And it boosts, the first time you use it, it boosts your ATP by 20%, and the second time it's 10%. I think it's 10, yeah. Whereas there's like a stronger version called Battle Lust, and that increases it by twice the amount.
So I'm gonna be that gal and maybe jinx a little bit. We haven't seen on Zach's side the lovely eyeballs. I don't know if he's passed them yet or not.
Yeah,
Eyeballs are scary.
he's a past it. They appear from 63 to 65. I think Zach's on about 71.
I think you're
Saw
correct.
2. There you go. Check out these genies in the next room for Zach. They're like in
Yeah,
each other's space.
He's got a nice little genie party there. They're kind of hanging, like, they're at the party kind of hanging out in the kitchen kind of thing.
Yeah, he's probably going to have to... Well, I was going to say, he's walked into the genies to basically get through them. Like, if he hesitates, the genies are going to walk into the door, and he has to fight both at once. And it turns really bad, so he's opted to actually just enter the room and hope that he doesn't die.
Zach was incredibly lucky with that. Getting that first counter and that second one. Oh, and Iris Jewel. Go away, Iris. We don't care about you right now.
But basically, if Zach hesitated and went back into the room, then both of those genies would have walked upwards, and he would have had to have fought both at once anyway.
Yeah, and
so
out of all
I think
those
he made the right decision.
Out of all those genies, the wind one is really deadly. Just because it has a high agility.
Yeah. And these are the green Archfiend monsters are the worst ones in the game. But luckily this one's a Ice Rogue and not an Archfiend, but you'll probably see them later on, but they basically attack twice and they hit really hard.
Yeah, you really want to hope the Archfiends cast stronger on themselves, just to show them flexing their muscles to you versus actually dealing damage to you.
Yeah. So while Zach's got a kill, he's probably going to look for something like a Mythblade, so he can hopefully two-turn the Jelly. At the moment, he's probably got enough for a kill, but he's got the time, so he might as well look in every chest he can find just to increase his chances of doing well against the Jelly. It's like Krieg's kind of doing all this work as he goes. He's been collecting chests this whole time. It's kind of slow and steady versus versus the rabbits. Yeah, the hare. That's the saying. I forgot what it was, Zach. But the hare can also slow down and collect chests as well. He's just noticed Zach pausing at that treasure chest to actually type that. So Squeeealer's trying to level up Darby to Form 4, which becomes very strong, but if you level Sully to, Darby to Form 4, and then have it kind of participate in a few battles, it can learn a spell called Evil Aura, and that's it makes Darby even substantially more stronger. Because Evil Aura can do like over 1,000 damage.
Oh, and Krieg with the interesting rune combination.
Ugh. Yeah, this is horrible.
So granted in Krieg's rune there's only 2 enemies, but those 2 enemies are really dangerous. We touched base on the eyeballs. They like to charge at you. They usually come in 5 or 6 pairs sometimes. The gold golem down there, he is really deadly. I forget what the spell he cast, but he'll cast an AoE that would just annihilate your party if you're unfortunate.
The Gold Gorham.
Oh, Gorham Gold.
Yeah, the Gold Gorham does something called Golden Mist, and it does like 200 damage to everyone. It's a pretty easy way to game over if you wanted to. It's interesting though, like even up to this point, kind of is largely irrelevant, just because of like from this point onwards, one bad room will end your run, regardless of how good, how strong you are. So especially like floors like 72 through to about 86, just because of Archfiends. The later floors are a bit better in that while the enemies are still really strong, you can manipulate them. Whereas Archfiends, you've just got no hope. And genies as well, like once they start tracking you, it can turn really bad.
Yeah, once we get to sorry, my mind is kind of blank, drawing a blank in regards to when the dragons, like the silver, the bronze, and the gold appear. But when we get to those guys, it's gonna get a little bit more. It's just intense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely butt clenchy.
Yeah, especially when you have a small hallway and you at least have like 3 of them all bunched up together, and you need to get into that door that they're sitting at, chilling, talking amongst one another.
Yeah, some rooms can actually take minutes to get through, like just purely like waiting on a dragon to move to like a specific spot in a room.
Oh, Krieg's got an interesting monster room. It looks really nice.
Nice. Oh wow.
But it's kind of lucky. He's got a nice little door down below there, so.
And it looks like he's only got 1 gold Goron too. Like if you imagine that room instead of like 8 dragons, if you imagine it with like 6 gold Gorons, the room just becomes frightening.
Yeah, I've seen those rooms before.
There's the stairs.
And,
He's got to get through this
stairs.
room. Wow.
You know, to think positive though, he's got dragons. If there was gold golems following that path towards the stairs, that would be really just brutal. So yeah, the key for dealing with dragons, you want to make sure you get a back attack or make sure your side attack you get that first hit, because you really want to just take them out as quickly as possible.
Yeah, at least with these sorts of dragons, they only attack once, and they're usually just going to attack. Whereas with the dragons, like from floors 80 and onwards, they really pack a punch.
Especially gold dragons, we don't like them. They're tiny little heart attacks in a bottle. Let's just leave it at that.
It has gotten through the room.
I wouldn't say Krieg's luck has run out yet, knock on wood. We'll see how the floors are later on before we determine that.
Alright, so there's Form 4 Derby. Beast mode. So after a few... sorry, you go.
Sorry, I just was going to mention, Volt had to do a little bit of a tango with 2 eyeballs there. He made it, which is fantastic. Just had to do a little bit of navigating to get by them.
Yeah. Eyeballs are also bad in that they, once you enter a room with an eyeball in it, if you leave that room, ugh.
Oh, Krieg, please don't die.
Nice room, Volt. And Krieg as well.
So Krieg's giving everybody a heart attack right now, but he survived. It's all good. It's all good, guys.
Oof, jeez. Yeah, once you activate kind of an eyeball and leave the room, it'll always try to get onto the same Y coordinate as you, even if you're outside the room. So they can be annoying if you're trying to get back into a room.
Krieg's got that nice cozy little hallway right now. So if you notice that boat in the floor, there are boats. Kind of take the boats as like the blue mimics. They just like to sit in one place and they don't want to move. Don't know why boats in the cave. I feel like Ancient Cave likes to collect boats, possibly. That's the only thing I can think of. But the boats, aren't too bad. They are considered undead, so you can cast healing spells on them. The only downside, though, with the boats is that they will bring enemies into the fight. Why, Volt? I don't know why. It's the cave, Volt. Why do you question the cave?
Why, though? You're about to see how bad gold golems can be.
Yeah, getting that first turn is incredibly helpful in regards to dealing with these guys. Yeah, Squeeealer has white dragons as well. They're scary. I can't remember exactly their moveset, but you do want to tend to avoid them as much as possible. Oh, and then I have to make the dramatic news. Guys, it's super serious. Zack found the magic bikini. That is super important in Ancient Cave that he found that magic bikini. The magic bikini doesn't do anything, but it's just...
But it's magic.
It's just that weird... I guess it's a magical bikini, but yeah, it's there. So yeah, with those gold golems, as I correct myself, they are weak against neutral items. So I don't know if Volt has like a Zirco rod or any of the Zirco items, but those are really good against those.
But yeah, the gold golems attacking twice, like even their attacks are really strong.
Yeah,
Probably
usually,
lucky that he wasn't golden misted.
Yeah, usually a nice item to have here for dealing with those guys is, like I said, the Zirco items or a deadly rod and sword, just so you can hopefully one-shot them, and then get out of that fight as soon as possible. Oh, and Zack got a rune rapier. That is fantastic. So that I'm pretty confident he can now explode the jelly in a Michael Bay explosion kind of way now. Oh, and I did see Chaos Kitty. She's got a nice little mimic just plopped right in front of the door. She's got like one space to move, then she's got an encounter, and then she's got to go left or right, but she doesn't have to deal with that, thank goodness. So I did notice Krieg switched out the capsule monster to the fish. Unless I'm incorrect, he's always been stuck with the fish, but I'm assuming it's just... yeah.
Well, Seppi.
He may be going with Zeppi for the Jellykill. I'm not 100% sure what he chose for his picks before the race.
If he's going for Zeppi, it's for that energy wave.
Yeah.
So you fight Gorgons to get a Gorgon Rock, which is another fractional based item.
Oh, so if you looked at Volt Screen, that Gold Golem did that golden attack, and it just annihilated his party. But he did survive, so that's really good.
He survived. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Hey.
that was really good. Unfortunately, I think he's got to go through a part 2. Oh, nope, he moved away. He's fine.
Yeah, there's a few people can equip Deadly Rods.
So Krieg just made it to floor 75. I'm just trying to see where everybody else is on the map there. Oh, and the dramatic news again. Chaos Kitty found a magic bikini. We got 2 magic bikinis in this run. Just fantastic.
Hey.
So Kitty's at 33, which is really good. Where is Zack? Let's see. Zack's at 88, so he's getting to the dragon floors pretty quick here. So the rooms are basically going to be filled with just dealing with dragons of the gold, silver, bronze, as well as the teleporting type. I don't remember their names, but they're a pain.
I believe they're called Dark Summoners.
That sounds correct. Oh,
Squeeealer was
Wolfhound
also. Hey,
Holy
nice.
pickle.
Squeeealer was forced to equip his Fatal Pick on Artie. So he would have preferred not to, but because the Fatal Pick doesn't really help towards the jelly at all, it's really just to survive the cave. So I'm not sure if he has a Curse Lifter, but if he doesn't, that basically means Artie's just using spells.
Yeah, like he does have Zap, which is really good against leeches and that, because they are undead, so they're going to be weak against the holy, the heal, stuff like that. So Krieg is doing a feeding.
Oh, yeah, it does have one.
He's feeding Zeppi. We got a frog. I think he's gonna jump into a particular capsule monster.
Oh, did Krieg always have Zeppi? I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I couldn't remember either what Krieg had. He's just been getting really good drops and...
False alarm!
Sorry. So if you can see in Zach's side, he's doing a nice little tango with the dragons there. Alright, so as you can tell, Krieg is still doing the feeding. I think we're getting close to the infamous capsule monster that we all know and kind of love. I really don't want to spoil what it is for those people first time watching the Ancient Cave. That's why I'm kind of keeping it pretty vague. Hopefully we can see the next form of Zeppy here. Oh, and Chaos Kitty's got a fantastic monster room with a ninja.
Oof. And 57 crabs.
Yeah, it's a very crabby room, let's say. Oh, sorry, assassin. Sorry, I have a tendency of saying, getting those two mixed up. It's just, yeah.
Saying ninjas.
Yeah, my mind goes to, you know, assassins are, I don't know, just, yeah, just ignore my ramblings some days.
Same.
Oh, never mind. I thought Creek would have got Zeppy, or are we getting to the buttfish? Pardon, I spoiled it.
Buttfish!
Buttfish!
Wow.
We got the butts. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The butts. So yes, that is a capsule monster. He has a name, it's Zeppy. We all call him Buttfish. For one particular reason.
So Volt's doing something which is quite clever, and that's the chariot moves sideways and tries to get like directly above or below you, whereas if you use that monster that like moves in opposite directions, you can kind of force the chariot away from you, and then you can move through rooms.
Yeah, and if I remember correct, that bird that was next to the chariot, I believe that one is movement pattern is based on how you move. Like if you move right, he may move south. So you can kind of take advantage of that and move that particular monster to another one, pinning it, so you can kind of make a nice, easy escape. And Krieg is fighting an Archfiend. Say hi to the Archfiend. We don't like them. And Zach checking out the dragon, and just a fantastic combination of silver and gold. We don't want to deal with that at all. So Zach's gonna tango with this dragon, hopefully have an elegant like ballroom dance with it, and hopefully get it out of that hallway. This may take a while for him, but he's got a lot of time that he can take his time if needed.
And it's rooms like that can take a long time. But luckily,
Yeah.
Zach's got a lot of time on his hands.
I've seen runners where they're on PB pace and they get a hallway with 2 or 3 dragons and they're just stuck there for 5, maybe longer minutes, just trying to get those dragons to move.
Yeah.
So poor Zack's got to do a tango with, again,
Ugh.
with some dragons. Ooh, that's not a good combination to see either.
Oof. And he now has to wait until both dragons leave that area. Like he had a chance to run past the first dragon, but he doesn't know what the second dragon is.
Yeah, and this is
As a
where
result, he's gonna try
I
to get
have
through this one instead.
sorry, Roth, for interrupting, but yeah, this is where
Right.
having a really good just having patience really pays off. But I'm also going to point out Zack is at full IP, so he doesn't have to do any IP grinding from those bronze dragons, which is really good. It's going to save him time. Oh, and Krieg with the fantastic monster room. Look at that. Look at that fantastic room. Good thing there's a door there.
God, that room is horrible.
Let's not talk about that room ever again. Unless the stairs are in there, then we'll come back to that room. But yeah, I did kind of touch based on the IP grinding. So if you were at where Zack was and you needed full IP before the jelly, what you want to do is find bronze dragons and you kind of want to get a first attack, kind of make sure there's only one of them, and kind of defend, heal until he casts, shoot, it's not Stardust, his AoE skill that does a lot of damage, but at the same time, you'll get a lot of IP. That's how we IP grind in the Ancient Cave if we need to before the jelly. Cinder Blast, thank you.
Yeah. There's a few different monsters that you can grind off of. You've got to be, I think, at least level 27 or more so that Maximum Artie can like withstand Cinder Blast, but otherwise you can grind earlier off of things like genies, but the problem is that it's too early to kind of grind IP. You still have a risk of running into something that can kill you. So you'd rather grind like in the mid 90s if possible, low to mid 90s. Sometimes it's just not possible.
Yeah, and sometimes it comes down to the runner's preference too. Like you kind of notice when you watch some of the runners when they're playing this on their own time, they have their own usual specific ways of doing things, just to kind of help with the run. Chaos Kitty has a nice hallway.
Oh, nice. Ugh. So floors 87 through to 98 can be... I actually prefer those floors to the ones previous, because you can manipulate the monsters, but the teleporters can be horrible. And like you probably saw on Zack's screen, like he was in like a narrow corridor with a bunch of doors, and like he had to try to manipulate one of the summoners out the way, and ended up bringing it into a room, into the following room. And that can get very dangerous because you don't know where the teleporter is going to go sometimes. So if you're unlucky, then it'll just teleport on top of you.
Alright, so I'm going to point out Zack, when he steps onto the next staircase in front of him, he's going to be essentially at the jelly. So at this point on, he could either immediately go for the jelly kill, or he could kind of just walk off, grab a beverage or whatever. The timer essentially stops for him to kind of let him prep for the jelly kill.
Pretty much. He'll be hoping for a 2-turn, but I don't think he'll get there. I haven't paid a huge amount of attention to what he's got, so let's have a look. So, Zerko Flail, Cancer Rock. He's going to try to find something else. Something stronger, perhaps. So the Cancer Rock will allow him to attack 2 more times in the battle.
I'm just gonna quickly point out the Volt's channel. He's got a nice little monster room, but he did get a silver eye, which is fantastic to find.
Nice.
Oh, Volt. Oh, I see the stairs. Oh my goodness, poor Volt. I'm so sorry. I think is it in the channel? No, I don't think the infamous "You're tearing me apart, Lisa" Frankerface emote is in here. I would spam that for Volt.
Oh no.
I want to say YOLO time. If Volt took, I think if he took the upper path past like that genie or whatever, he could just beeline it to the stairs. I think that's his best way of getting through that monster room, is just getting rid of that blue guy and then running over that way.
But he's choosing to fight it.
Yeah. And Chaos Kitty is dealing with ninjas. It's pretty scary. Hopefully everything goes fine.
Get your calculators out.
Yeah, for those people who want to calculate, it's a fun little mini game for those people watching while dealing with the jelly. Pull out your calculators, do some math, see where Zack ends up. So we might as well talk about the jelly while we're here. So this jelly is a giant gelatinous blob.
Very pixelated one.
Yeah, I think they just kind of did their best. So the jelly, you have 3 turns to kill it. We've made that point. So the jelly does some deadly attacks during this. His first attack, he'll heal you for full HP. His second turn, he'll heal you for full MP, or vice versa, one of the two. Third, he'll just stare at you and maybe wave, and then he'll unfortunately run away. And that's the jelly fight in a nutshell.
Yeah. I just realized why Zack was opening a bunch of chests, because he was basically needing a tier 3 spell for Maxim.
Oh, okay. So we're hoping... The one thing that may help Zack with the fight is Sully. Hopefully Sully cooperates. Hopefully he does some... Not that. Sully, stop it. Please.
Defends.
Sully being Sully. And Squeeealer has an interesting fight on his hands. Hopefully he can survive this. I'm pretty confident he will. He's got holy energy. He's got some decent spells that he can survive this. Oh, Stone Crush. That's better than nothing. That's better than not defending. Or defending, pardon.
It's gonna be close.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna kill the jelly. Unfortunately not in 2 turns, but he's still gonna kill that jelly. Please, Firebird. We need that meow at the jelly bird. Or the jelly kill. There we go. Meow. Meow. Meow.
That's Scissor Slash for 72. That's awesome.
There we go. The jelly is down for Zack.
Hey, nice. But Sully wanted to defend.
So the jelly gives us a fantastic one experience. All the characters are going to really benefit from that singular experience.
GG.
But once you beat the jelly, he's going to give you a nice little key that when you're done with the cave, you can escape. And there's a room behind a gentleman that has 4 treasure chests in them that have really good items just for the main story. I believe you can take them in the cave too. I could be wrong in that regards.
Alright, so that puts Zack on 210 points.
Yeah, it's really good.
As it stands, for Squeeealer to win, he'd have to kill the jelly in 2 turns, or without a Decker Blade. Or without a Fatal Blow, rather. Krieg would have to kill the jelly, and that's it. And Volt would do the same.
Oh, but that lovely dragon is just wanting to be a little bit of a jerk for Krieg. Oh, and Volt found a Decker Blade in that lovely monster room of his. That's
Nice.
really good. Let's think positive. He's going through all that. He got a Decker Blade. That's really good.
Perfect.
For all of his hard work, the Ancient Cave decided, you know what? Let's just give you that Decker Blade. I feel sorry for you. But of course tosses Volt into that lovely room right there, which I
this room
believe
is
a
horrible.
Archfiend is plopped right on the stairs. So I think at this point Volt is possibly crying or kind of face palming right now.
Yeah. Might be doable. Just has to fight the Genie about 4 times. But win Genies 2 is gonna be pretty horrible.
Yeah, they're already starting to. Ooh, that's just not good.
But what you'll actually see here is the power of the Bolt Shield. You'll notice that Decker didn't get hit for that much. Problem with that is Artie doesn't have much MP left. Should be alright, but we'll see how it goes.
He should be okay.
Yeah, for safety though, Decker should probably go on the back row, just in case, but it'll be fine. Unless I keep sapping Artie's MP. Oh, but then we just scroll up and find that we've got 7 miracles.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Worst
I
case
forgot
scenario,
about that.
oh, actually, I'm gonna point to Zach's stream quickly. We're gonna say bye-bye to Jelly, so he's gonna get the key. And there's a really famous line here. Bye-bye. But anywho.
Krieg is still waiting for this dragon to move.
Yeah. But we did warn you guys, like, sometimes these dragons will eat at your timer, and it's just kind of a waiting
Hey,
game.
there we go.
Oh, and Volt, just staring at the lovely ice rocks, doing a staring contest.
Yeah, these dragons are horrible. The silver ones attack twice, and the gold ones attack 3 times. And they pretty much wipe out your party, so you're better off sacrificing several minutes to get past them properly.
Yeah, unless you have deadly weapons and you're pretty confident that you can get a first turn and kind of hopefully lucky enough that both those deadlies go off and just annihilate those dragons. But that, you're really hoping your luck is good.
Yeah. Not actually sure if Squeeealer has a Decker Blade.
I don't know. But I believe Krieg is at the jelly, so he's just gonna check his equipment, make sure he's good to go.
No, it's still in the mix.
Oh, is it?
Bolt,
I'm sorry.
Squeeealer, and Krieg can still win. That's a deadly rod.
I just noticed Volt has an old sword. I don't know if it was brought up or not.
Yeah, Volt can still win too.
So Krieg, of course, going against the foulest of foulest, the jelliest of gels, the good old jelly.
Yeah, Squeeealer has to beat the jelly in 2 turns, or beat the jelly without a fatal blow.
Which I think he has, in all honesty. Like, he definitely has all the items to just annihilate it.
Yeah. It's not enough for Squeeealer to defeat the jelly before the 2-hour mark, because if he did that, he'd have 210 points, and I would assume that Zack would be ahead of Squeeealer, since
So-
he's beaten the jelly before Squeeealer.
Krieg just had an amazing fatal or Decker hit. At least 5,000 dished out on the jelly. That is really good.
Nice. So Krieg is missing Guy from the original party, so we'll see if Krieg has the firepower to still win.
I'm pretty confident he does.
That diving core. The super sword, here we go.
Oh, there we go. So GG for Krieg.
They. So we have a new leader in Kriegspyre.
Yeah, indeed. That definitely puts him in the lead. So once again, say bye-bye to the jelly as soon as he says bye-bye to us. Bye-bye.
So that means bye bye. So for Squeeealer to win,
Which he's fighting, he's trying to escape from 2 gold dragons. Thank goodness he got
Oof.
away.
Jeez. So Squeeealer would have to now basically beat the jelly before the 2-hour mark and beat it in 2 turns, all without a fatal blow.
Someone made a good point. The timer is stopped. We may want to get that timer rolling again. So Squeeealer is fighting those dark summoners. They're a pain. They usually come in large pairs, and as you can see, attack, multiple attacks, the dark aura, I think it was dark aura, the bolt, so on and so forth. They're really just scary.
Sweet.
So thank you for getting
Nice
that
cropping.
timer rolling. Greatly appreciate that. The nice thing about dealing with these summoners though is they teleport, so they're easier to deal with by a smidge compared to dragons. How many players are in the finals? Oh, I'm trying to remember. I remember
5?
5. Yes, 5 people. And whoever wins this wild card will also be in the finals.
Chaos Kitty's doing quite well actually. She's back to like 467.
Yeah, she definitely picked up the pace and definitely made it down. Really good for her. Like, really just determination and getting to lower floors and just trying to get as much points as she can.
Yeah. So Krieg's in front of Zack. So negatory. No in caps. So it looks like Squeealer's farming IP.
Someone mentioned DS remake. We don't talk about that. Let's just put that underneath the carpet, and let's just forget about that. Let's just admire this copper dragon that Squealer's fighting. Look how copper they are.
So Squealer's managed to kill one, and now he can hope that Evil Aura doesn't kill this copper dragon.
Yeah, unfortunately, it didn't, thank goodness. But usually if
Okay.
you are trying to do IP grinding off a copper dragon, you want your capsule monster to be at
Oh,
the
he's just
level...
murdering it.
Yeah, well, bye dragon.
Okay. Well, Artie does have a fatal pick on, so I don't think Artie needs IP. It's probably just murdering it for levels more than anything,
Quite possibly.
in the hope to basically kill the dragon kill the jelly in 2 turns. Which is what he needs to do. Kitty is cruising, yeah. 72.
Yeah, she's getting really close. I don't know what she has in regards to her weapons, but yeah, she's really getting close. So we got 10 minutes left until this wildcard tournament is done and over with. So let's hope the rest of the runners can get to the jelly or to a decent floor where they can get a lot of points.
Yeah, Squealer's on 98, so he should be good.
Yeah, it just comes down to Volt and then Chaos.
Oof.
Yeah, Volt's at level 90, so he really has to cruise it to get to the jelly within 9 minutes now. No pressure, Volt. No pressure.
Just grab that chain before you go. Squealer wanted to fight that dragon too. In a marathon setting, you are not attacking any dragon that's not a copper.
Ooh, Chaos Kitty just got a little toasty there with the genie, but good thing she got rid of it.
Should be another level for Squealer.
Yeah, I think Squealer's gonna... Oh, never mind, just annihilated the dragon. Sorry, every time I see someone fighting the copper dragons, my mind goes to they're gonna be IP farming in that, and it just kind of throws me off a bit.
Alrighty, Squealer's time.
Indeed. So as I point out, granted the timer says we're almost done, but since he's at the jelly floor, time doesn't matter for him, so he can take his time to equip and make sure he has the right items needed for the jelly.
It's gonna be interesting to see if Squealer does kill the jelly. I mean, having level 35 means at least Guy's gonna do a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think Squealer, it's gonna come down to his items and hopefully the capsule monster cooperating and actually doing as much damage as possible.
Yeah.
And it's really frustrating when you really have to rely on your Chaos Kitty in that monster room. That just looks fantastic.
Oh wow. I've just noticed.
Oh, Orkies. No, why? No, don't.
Orkies.
Orkies are scary because they do, I believe, 8 attacks, and Yeah.
Yeah.
Half of the ancient cave runners watching right now are having heart attacks, just tossing it out there. Oh, there's the Octohead.
Octohead.
Oh my goodness, it's oh, please run. Please get out of there. Oh no.
Well, at least Sully
Oh.
attacked.
I guess. Yeah, but still. Oh, poor kitty. It's still a really good attempt though. Let's
Yeah,
still
to get
wish her a
that
good
far after
game.
dying a few times.
Yeah,
With
she did really good. So let's give her the GGs.
well, she had an hour and 2 minutes to go as well when she died last. So getting that far was pretty good effort.
Yeah, it's really good.
So Squeeealer really needs Evil Aura twice. No.
Oh, a nice fatal blow roll though, 5,000. That's really good. So he may actually have this in the bag. Let's really hope everything rolls high and the Castle Monster cooperates.
I believe Art is using Ice Falcon because of the Ice Ring. The Ice Ring allows you to do like stronger attacks with the ice spells.
Yeah, and if I remember correct, there is a tier for meta spells of what is the most powerful to like not so great in regards to Jelly Kill. I don't remember the combination offhand, but it's Zap is the highest, and I think it goes Thunder, Ice Falcon, and a Firebird if I remember correct.
Yeah, it's basically the amount of MP that it costs.
And holy pickles, Squeeealer did it.
A
GG. So once again, get ready guys to say the greatest words of the Ancient Cave when you defeat the jelly. Bye bye.
Yeah, 3 jelly kills out of 5. That's really good.
This wildcard tournament has been really good in regards to the jelly kills. Oh, and Squeeealer is gonna feed that holy fruit to Darby. Holy pickles, man. So from Disco Wolf to Dragon, don't ask. So now we're just waiting on Volt, and hopefully he can mosey his butt to the jelly as fast as he can. He doesn't have a whole lot of time left.
I missed whether or not Volt's actually out on 99.
Oh yeah, I don't know either.
He's not. He needs to get to the chopper. Run!
You know, I was waiting for you to say something like that in this lovely wildcard tournament.
It's too early. It's like 4:45 in the morning.
Oh jeez. It's very late for you, sir.
Yeah. It's been fun though.
Yeah, it's been quite a lot of fun commentating, which brings up the point. Definitely follow our wildcard followers. They run Ancient Cave when they can. They are fantastic people to watch. Definitely give these guys a follow. Support them as much as you can.
Oh, Volt's at the jelly.
Oh, he is. So yeah, he can take his
Sweet.
time getting things ready. I do see the put the cookie down. We should definitely put that cookie down.
This
So the
is
one-
going to end in about 4 minutes.
Indeed. I'm also going to point out, Volt is doing something you normally don't see. Granted, feeding the Castle Monster, but actually bringing Blaze, which you don't see very often for Ancient Cave runners to do, but it's always a nice treat to see Blaze be at the jelly fighting it.
Yeah, Volt needs to kill the jelly in either 2 turns or without Fatal Blow to win this. Can he do it?
We shall see. I think it's definitely going to come down to, once again, if his capsule monster is going to cooperate or not.
Oh no, evolving to M form also does the thing, doesn't it?
Kind of heartbreaking seeing like someone feeding a Rune Rapier and a Myth Blade to a capsule monster. It just kind of breaks your heart a bit. Oh, and there we go. We got Blaze evolving into his best form. And yeah, as we pointed out in the chat, we will have the finale after this Volt's Jelly Kill. We'll be taking, I think, a short break, and then we'll be getting right into it. So yeah, definitely come back, definitely watch the finale. I guarantee you it's going to be amazing.
Definitely. We've had three jelly kills already, possibly a 4th.
Yeah, and it's Ancient Cave, so who knows what that lovely Ancient Cave has in store for our finalists.
So the others in the finale are Volters, Dragon Co, Michi, Meats, Dank Meats, and it's looking like Krieg will be in the final as well. But we'll see what happens.
Alright, so let's hope good old Volt has his Jelly Kill. It'd be fantastic to see 4 Jelly Kills in a tournament.
Netherlands represent Yo. Correct. At Punch.
I'm just gonna toss it out there. Chaos Kitty, yeah, you show those stairs who's boss. You take that box and you beat up those stairs.
Stream.
Stream. Moshi moshi. Hello, stream.
Hello, stream.
No, nah. Okay, we're fine. We're good. We're good. Everyone calm down. We're fine. We're safe. We're good.
The Splice. Your stream is good.
Shadow, stop clicking things. Stop it.
Shadow.
Alright, and
Hey.
GG to Volt. Holy pickles, another
4
jelly
jelly
kill.
kills, heck. It's a big effort from everyone.
Yeah, indeed. This was a fantastic wildcard bracket.
Yeah, so pretty close. Krieg takes it out with 230 points. And
Congrats.
Volt second on 220. Squeeealer I'm not sure if Squeeealer was on 210 or 220 because he did reach the master form on his capsule monster, but after he killed the jelly. And Zack with 210 and Chaos Kitty with 40.
Yeah, amazing runs by all the racers. Give them a GG to everybody.
Yeah, definitely all the G's.
Yeah, and definitely give them all a follow. They do run Ancient Cave often, as well as other ones. But that is this wildcard bracket for now. We are done. So I am Posma with the Roth. We were your commentators for this fantastic wildcard event. I'm gonna run off to make another cup of coffee before watching the finale. Take this time to stretch your legs, maybe grab some popcorn, maybe some other snacks. The finale's coming up. It's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, definitely stick around. I'm sure Shadow will jump on and say a couple of things.
Yeah. Hey guys, that was an awesome race.
Thanks for watching the wildcards, and stay tuned for the final.
Hey everybody, that was an awesome race, first race. I'm very excited. 4 kills out of 5 is crazy. So very cool to see. Thank you again to Roth and Pawsama. Awesome commentary. It's going to be hard to follow that in just a minute here. But we are going to take a quick break, just get set up for the next race. We're going to keep the stream up and everything like that, so just hang out. We'll be back as soon as we can with the grand finals.